Well, how is your summer going? Are you taking time to relax? Have you done any traveling? Has the pace of your life slowed down at all? My summer has been a bit of a mixed bag. Some days have felt quieter, while others have been incredibly busy. This summer, our parish staff is spending a lot of time planning. We're planning for the dedication of our new Cafe Pius in August. We're planning for all of our ministries and programs to start up again in September. We've even begun planning for Christmas. Adding to the busyness, my sister Sharon got married 2 weeks ago, so there was a family wedding and reception. So lots going on, which is why I was grateful to be able to go on retreat last week with some of my priest friends. The opportunity to get away, to recharge my spiritual batteries, came at the perfect time. But it's not just me, and it's not just priests. Taking time to recharge is something we all need to do. It is essential. Because everyone's life can get overwhelming between family obligations, work commitments, and personal issues. And summer is the perfect time to do this. Today's gospel reading told us that one of the best ways for disciples to do this is by spending time with Christ and making him first in our lives. So let's dive into that gospel reading. So we heard about a time when Jesus went to dine at the home of two of his friends, Martha and Mary, who were sisters. I'm sure he was looking forward to a night off with some loved ones, some downtime to recharge his emotional batteries. Unfortunately, something happened that upended that plan. Jesus got pulled into some major family drama. We heard that Martha was busy in the kitchen preparing the meal, while Mary kept Jesus company. Both sisters were doing something important, but at some point, Martha got upset about this division of labor. She complained to Jesus and demanded that he tell Mary to help her. One of the first rules of entertaining is you never drag a guest into the middle of a family dispute. It creates tension and division. It makes everyone feel awkward and ends up spoiling the mood. Worst case, the guest runs for the door and never returns. But in this situation, Jesus used the opportunity to say something profound to Martha, to Mary, and to us. He began by acknowledging Martha's feelings. He could see that she was anxious and upset about many things, but then Jesus said this to her: "There is need of only one thing. Mary has chosen the better part, and it will not be taken from her." Mary has chosen the better part. What had she chosen? To be with Jesus, to listen, to learn from him. Wouldn't you love to know what Mary and Jesus talked about? I know I would. I'm sure that Mary had questions for Jesus. What were they? What answers did he give? Did he offer her advice? Did he tell stories? Did they pray together? Probably all of this and much more. So it's no wonder that Jesus referred to Mary's choice as the better part. Not the only part, the better part. Martha had lost sight of what was most important. By focusing entirely on her to-do list, she ignored the person that she was doing it all for. But let's be clear, Martha was not a bad person. I'm sure she intended to spend time with Jesus once everything got taken care of. But that's the issue. Martha, in her frantic desire to make everything perfect about the meal, would only be giving Jesus the leftovers of her time, her attention, and her devotion. So Jesus' lesson to them and to us is that we need to make time to be in the presence of God, to give God the better part, to put him first before everything else in our lives. And promises that when we do, we achieve balance and focus on what matters most in life. And we can avoid the resentment and frustration that Martha felt. So let me ask, how do you fill your days? If you're like most people, myself included, your week is a juggling act between many responsibilities. Every day you're dealing with family commitments, work or school, friends, church, housekeeping, bill paying. These are all important and necessary things. But then there are things that can consume endless amounts of our time and attention. Things like entertainment, the internet, social media. Too much screen time can distract us and make our lives seem even busier. And the busier you are, the more likely it is that prayer and faith get pushed out of your schedule. And when this happens, you can end up feeling anxious and worried, having nothing left to give to God but the leftovers, the scraps, or nothing at all. Life for most of us will always be busy, chaotic, and at times crisis-driven. My family recently went through this with my mom's death. My siblings and I couldn't predict when or how it would happen, or how we would react to her passing. And we didn't have the power to control it. What we could control was how we were going to respond to this huge family crisis. For me personally, the greatest tool that helps me cope is prayer. I take time every day to pray for my mom and my family. I ask God to help all of us deal with the grief and our sense of loss. And then I listen to God's response, and God always answers. But it's not like I hear a voice from the clouds. When I turn to the Lord and share what I'm going through, I experience calm and peace and the assurance that I'm not alone. And knowing that God is at my side, I have faith that everything will work out somehow, and it always does. I know many of you are dealing with big things right now, things you couldn't have predicted and can't control, but you can control how you respond. You can be like Martha, anxious and worried about it all, which can lead to turning on others and losing sight of what is most important. Or you can be like Mary. You can choose the better part. You can listen to what the Lord may be saying to you in the midst of your busyness, your crisis, your uncertainty. If you feel like your life is out of control, or feel like your priorities are out of whack, if you know that you're like Martha, ignoring God who wants to spend quality time with you, decide today that you will make a change. Begin by doing an honest assessment of where God and faith fit into your life. Do you make time for regular prayer and worship? Or do they only happen if you have extra time in your day or your week? Are you giving God the leftovers? Or do you schedule prayer time first? Without time set aside for regular prayer, our lives can easily become hectic, chaotic, and unfocused, which can result in anger, sadness, or uncertainty about one's purpose and where one is headed. The antidote for all of this is regular quality prayer time. Prayer provides a balance to everything I just described. Prayer has the power to center you. It can soften your hardness, your anger, and lift you from sadness, and remove any bitterness in your heart. Prayer can fill you with kindness, acceptance, and understanding about yourself and the people in your life. Prayer has the power to do all of this and so much more. So commit to making time to be in the presence of God. If you do, you will be giving the Lord the better part. Summer can be a great time for us to experience the presence of God all around us. The nicer weather, the ability to travel, means we can see God's handiwork in creation, in sunrises and sunsets, at the beach, the lake, the mountains, thunderstorms, even your own backyard. We can experience God's blessings by spending quality time with family and friends. And when we do find ourselves in these moments, we can take time to be like Mary in the gospel, to just be in the presence of God. So today and this coming week, I want to challenge you. Carve out some time for prayer to listen to Jesus. If you're a morning person, do it at the start of your day. Rather than turning on a device first thing in the morning, begin your day thinking about God. When you're having breakfast or getting ready to get your day started or commuting to work, take some time for quiet reflection. If you're not a morning person, find another time that works best for you. Some people find that the end of the day, right before they go to bed, is the best time to reflect and pray, to think about where they encountered God and what Christ may have been saying to them through the day's events and the people they encountered. But avoid the tendency to fill your free time in between these moments with noise, distraction, or endless screen time. And if you aren't sure how to pray, there are so many great tools to help you. One of my favorites comes from Matthew Kelly, a Catholic writer you've heard us mention before. He has a prayer process that is perfect for anyone wanting to commit to regular time with the Lord. On the tables at the exits, you can find this pocket-sized card with the prayer process. You can keep this in your wallet, your purse, or your backpack, so that no matter where you are, you can use it to help you pray. And you can also find this on the Summer Message Series page of our parish website. This is just one way to pray. There are so many. Find one that works for you, find a time that is best for you, and then commit. Jesus said to Martha, "Mary has chosen the better part, and it will not be taken from her." Let us choose to listen to the Lord, that we may grow in faith this summer. Amen.